Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I know it's been long, but I'm really glad to go ahead and create another tutorial for you guys. So as you can already see, here is the square elongated mandala that we will be creating in today's tutorial. So make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video so that you can learn this from scratch how to build this square elongated mandala. Now coming to the materials, we need very simple materials. I'm going ahead and using a Vivid Trails grid notebook along with Brewster fine liners as well as Brewster metallic pencils. But again, there are numerous other materials that you can go ahead and use instead of these, but this is what I'm using. So in case you want to use the exactly same materials, the links are given in the description box below, as well as a little coupon code attached to it so that you can shop them at a bit of discounted price. So make sure you check them out. Now without wasting any further time, let's dive deep into the tutorial. So I'm going ahead and using the Dark Galaxy Vivid Trails grid notebook. So I've opened up this page. In case you don't have grid sheets, you can always go ahead and create your own square grids. The grid size is 5 into 5 mm, which is 0.5 into 0.5 centimeters. So you can always go ahead and create a grid sheet, but of course a grid notebook always comes in handy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and find out the center of my page here. So to find the center, I'm just going ahead and marking all of the vertical as well as horizontal grids. If you have gone ahead and created one from scratch, you would always know the center, so it might be a little easier, but whichever suits you better. Okay, so here I've got 24, here I've got 36, so I'm gonna go ahead and take up 12, and from here I'm going to go ahead again divide it by 2, 18, so somewhere it would be here. Okay, so make sure it's the center of your paper. Okay, now see, this is a little bit of a hassle. So here's the center, and once you get the center, you can go ahead and start creating with the pencil first or directly with your fine liner, whichever you are more comfortable. I'll go ahead and first start with the pencil to just create a very basic kind of a layout, and then we'll switch to fine liners to get a more rigid and more nicer version of the outline. So I'm just starting from the center point, and I'm going ahead and using diagonally first and creating a pointed arc shape. So just use the straight lines, and at the corner just curve it out like this. Use your pencils very lightly, okay, so that it's easily erasable and doesn't leave any traces. Now for the pencil, I'm using the Brewster 2HB pencils, but again you can go ahead and use any pencils of your choice. There is no hard and fast rules about the pencils here. Just use them very lightly with very minimal pressure so that you don't leave any traces when you're erasing it, or it's not very rough on the paper as well. So once I'm done with on all four sides, I'm going to go ahead and create a very intricate yet ornamental kind of a look. So for next one, what I'm doing is I'm starting vertically, and from the 4 pointed arc shapes, I'm going 1, 2, 3 vertical grids, curving it a little bit and going ahead and creating a semi half basically. So the head is a little bit more than 1 grid box, okay, and just from the edge bringing it up same way. On this side, okay, so we are going to repeat it again on all 4 sides. Now whatever suits you better, I like to rotate my notebook when I'm working so that my hands are more feasible, but again that totally depends upon you. If you want to keep it stagnant, and go ahead and create whichever it's more comfortable and makes the pattern look much more neater, cleaner and well drawn. Okay, so again that's the another more reason why I use my pencils first instead of going directly with my fine liner, to lay a bit more flexible layout here rather than just like jumping onto the final. We are almost done with our semi-half paisleys as well for the second layer. Alright, so here we have our second layer as well. Now next, moving forward, instead of again just going diagonally, I'm going to just add a little bit of intricate detailings, maybe circles here in between these shapes. Now if you see, I haven't started from exactly in between the pointed arc shapes. I have just like curved it to give it a little more spacing as well as make it look a little bit more intricate with another addition element. Okay, now before I move again towards the diagonal ends, I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little lotus from the top of our semi-half paisley. So I'm using the 4 grid boxes that's available here, and I'm just using that as a reference to create my lotus. Right. Same way, I'm gonna repeat it on all 4 sides. Alright, so I've added it. Now coming to the diagonal ends, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start from my lotus here, and I'm going to go ahead 2 grids, if you see, in a more semicircular way, and just extend a bit and create a swirl like this. Okay, same way I'm going to repeat on the other end. Make sure the number of grids you're using are same on both sides to maintain the symmetry. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and curve it in and then bring it out something like this, a little bit of an spiral here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and from the spiral end till the corner point, draw a pointed arc shape. So this gives me a bit of ornamental kind of a look, and what I'm going to do next is for the outline as well, I'm going to keep it a little different. I'm going to go ahead and make the outline and make maybe a little semicircle here, and then bring it back like this. And I am going to go ahead and add a little bit of outlining or detailing, whichever you call it, inside of this as well, maybe a little petal and a little petal here as a detailing. Now again we are going to repeat it on all 4 sides. So now that we are done from all 4 sides, what I'm going to do is go ahead and just add another more layer, and that will be it. So I'm going to go ahead and start from again the lotus tip vertically, and again I'm going to go ahead and use 3 vertical grid boxes, and this time a little bit more extended swirl head with 2 grid boxes, and I'm going to go ahead and bring it till the end of this spiral. Same way on the opposite end. So another one on this side. And maybe just a little bold lotus at the end. Okay, again, not mandatory, anything that you would like to move forward with. So I'm just adding an outline for now, but again, this you can repeat with your fine liner. Okay, and I'm going to repeat the same on the opposite end. And this is how it looks once done on both the sides. I'm just going to add another little layer just to balance up the square niche with the elongated area. So I'm just going to go ahead and add one big petal on the side, somewhat like this. Another one using one grids, and the final one at the cornermost end. So again, repeating that on the other end. So just for the first one, approximately 2 grid boxes. The second one grid box, and again for the final one we have 1 grid box, and that's it. So we are going to repeat this here as well, and we are done with our layout. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my fine liners, and I'm going to be using the size 5 0.5 mm tip to go ahead and quickly outline this. I'm going to go ahead and also add a double outline to each and every pattern or shapes we have here, including the petals and the lotus. So I'm not recording the process because it might get a little bit monotonous, but let me come back to you with the outlined version using my 0.5 mm tip fine liner. So I'm using the Brewster fine liner, but again, anything that is available to you, you can go ahead and use that. Complete outlining using our fine liner. What we are going to do next before we get on with the coloring is we are going to go ahead and take out our eraser and erase all of the pencil lines which are unnecessary at the moment, and just be very gentle. Try to move in one direction, do not scribble on your paper. This might hamper the fine liner ink or your paper as well, so just be very gentle, slowly and gently erase it off. And that's the reason I was continuously speaking about going ahead and using a pencil with very minimal pressure, so that you are able to erase it very easily and you don't have to you don't have a hard time erasing your pencil lines off. Now that we are done with our outlining, I'm going to take out my Brewster metallic pencils for the coloring, but again you can use any other medium that you would like to go forward with, or maybe just go ahead with the pattern detailing straight away and not go ahead with the coloring. So whichever option that you would prefer, that's on you, but I would really like to go ahead and add some colors to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out a couple of contrasting colors. So I'm going to go ahead with my green shimmer here, not sure if it's visible, green glimmer color, which is a greenish tone. Along with it, I'm going to go with a pinkish tone, this is the violet shimmer, as well as I'm gonna go ahead and move forward with maybe the cotton candy of this one, which is a very light purplish kind of a shade. And to that I might also use another one, which is the teal metallic shade here. Okay, so these are the 4 colors that I will be using, but again you can go forward with any shades of your choice. So I'm gonna start with like a contrasting tones. So I'm gonna go alternating, and I'll just arrange my pencil in such a way so that I know which one after which one I'm gonna go with the next one. So I'm going to go with the cotton candy first, and I'm going to then move forward with the green glimmer, and then I'm going to move forward with the violet shimmer. So again, alternative pink shades with the teal and greenish shades, and the final one I'm going to use the teal metallic. So this is my arrangement. So you can also go ahead and arrange it in a such a way so that it's easier for you to come up with the colors random, not very randomly, but in a very systematic and an orderly way. So bringing it out, I'm going to start with the cotton candy, and I'm just going to go ahead and fill it in the outlining, inside of the outlining. Now whenever you're coloring, make sure whenever you're using your pencil colors, you're going in circular motions and you're not scribbling. And again, keep the pressure not very minimal but not very harsh as well. So go in circular motions. If you want to go with 2 layers, go with 2 layers so that it's more vibrant. This color is a very light version of the color, so it won't be as dark as you would like, but this is the softer tone that I would like to go forward with. Just go with circular motions till the time I am very happy with the color. So currently I'm very happy. I'm going to fill the rest of the 3 as well. Now I'm done with the first shade. Now I'm going to move forward with the second shade, which is my green glimmer for the second pattern shape. Now I'm gonna go in this alternative way like I had mentioned, but again you can choose the shades according to your choice, whichever direction you want to move forward with. Now whenever using a pencil colors, in case you're using that, make sure the tips are sharpened and it's not blunt. And again, you're going with a very mid-range pressure and in circular motions to apply the color so that it doesn't provide harsh lines or scribbles the color too hard in some places, and there is not an equal smooth blend of it like this. And I'm going to repeat it on all of the pattern shapes here. Like this. Now again I'm going to do this on all of the other 6 that are present. Now I'm going to go forward with the violet shimmer, and for this pattern shape I'm going forward with the petals. Both this petal as well as the lotus petal, I'm going to use the violet shimmer as well. And again I'm just filling inside of the double outlining. Here as well as for my lotus petals. And I'm gonna again repeat it on all of the petals that are present here. So now that I'm done with my petals as well, I'm gonna move forward to my last shade, which is the teal shimmer, and I'm gonna go ahead and add it to this pattern shape here, again in the similar motion. So here is something that we are gonna go forward with. In case you feel that it's not like finally done or it's still like white patches showing, you can go ahead and add another layer or another coat. Again, in the same motion, move your pencil. Like this. And again we are going to repeat it on all four sides. Now that I'm done with all four sides, what I'm gonna do is just mess up the order a bit so that I don't have to go forward with adding greens to my petals. So I'm going ahead and using the green glimmer on these semi-half paisleys instead. So instead of using the cotton candy here, as per we were going with alternative shapes and colors, I'm just gonna mess it up a bit and I'm using the green instead here. So I'm done with the green here. Now coming back to the cotton candy, I'm going to use it for these side petals. And for the finest lotus, I'm going to go ahead and use my violet shimmer. And again we are going to repeat it on the other half as well. Now that we are done with the whole coloring, just to add a final bit of contrasting shimmer, I'm going to use the shade gold to add it to the circles here, all of the circles that are present. Again, same circular motion itself. As well as on the circles which are present outside as well. And we are done here with our coloring. So you can see the slight bit of shimmers of the metallic pencils, which is very subtle. It has a very nice smooth finish, which I really like. The sheen and the shimmer is very subtle and looks very gorgeous once it's done. So here now we are done with the coloring. Next we'll move forward with the fine liner detailings. Now for the fine liner detailings, I'm using the 0.2 mm tip size, but again you can use the same tip size if you wish to, like the 0.5 mm that you went with, or maybe another bolder one that you went with, or maybe one size smaller or two size smaller according to your choice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and with this fine liner, the thinner tip, I'm going to go ahead and add the detailings. For the first one, we are going to keep it very simple. We don't want to overcomplicate it or make it too intricate, otherwise the coloring might not get the importance that it might need. So just a swirl and 3 petals, and I'm gonna repeat it on all of the 4 sides. Now sometimes that might happen that your fine liner might stop working in case you're using color pencils or maybe over your fine liners over your paints. So the reason it might be that it's the nib is picking up a bit of color. So what you can do is always keep a tissue paper handy and a scrap piece of paper handy. You can clean your nib with the tissue and then scribble on your scrap piece of paper so that your fine liner starts working, and you can then move forward with adding your detailing. So this is what I do in case my fine liners get stuck. I know it might be a bit of tedious process, but it's totally worth it. So this is how we are going to fill the remaining 2 pattern shapes as well. So we are finally done with adding all of the intricate detailings to our pattern shapes here. In case you wish, you can go ahead and add a bit more intricate detailings. I would personally prefer not, so that it doesn't overpowers the colors and suppress it. But again, it's your call and your take on it. It's open for explorations and experimentation. So go ahead and feel free to explore as much as you want. You can also go ahead and maybe add gold or metallic shades to these double outlinings to make it a bit more ornamental, but I'm going to keep it till here. So we are finally done with our square elongated mandala, and in case you liked it, make sure you like the video, comment down that if you're going to give it a try or not, and if you're giving it a try and recreating this, do not forget to tag us on at the Vivid Trail Studio as well as at the Vivid Trails. The links are given in the description box below. We would love to see your creations, and make sure you stay subscribed to our channel for more such amazing art tutorials in the coming weeks. So I'll see you then with another intricate mandala or another amazing art tutorial. So that's a surprise for the next week. Make sure you stay subscribed and hit the bell icon so that you never miss an update from our end. Thanks everyone. I'll sign off for today.